Welcome back to the HX studio, everyone. So glad you're with us. I'm joined now by Mark Woodworth, PKF Hospitality Research. We're glad to have you with us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So we're here to talk to you about the latest trends in the lodging industry. What are three words that sum up the lodging industry right now, if you can?
Three words.
Three
okay.
words, just three.
You
now.
must know that I'm prone to long answers, so you give me just three words. But record level occupancy would be the three words I think probably best captures where the industry here in the U.S. is today. And the good news is we think the record occupancies that we're currently enjoying will get even better in the year ahead, 2016. Demand conditions continue to be very, very favorable in most lodging markets. The supply of new hotels is beginning to accelerate, but not to the point where it's giving us any real concern that we might see too many new rooms coming in too quickly. So the fundamentals look very strong today.
Okay, and so what, if any, if numbers are good and on the upswing, on the increase, can we read into that and say, well, what about Airbnb? Has it had no impact?
That's one of the bigger questions today is Airbnb and other members of the sharing economy that are into the lodging space, are they affecting the behavior of traditional hotels? There's very little data that exists that one can try to empirically develop some insights to that particular question. What we have learned from studying a few key markets, beginning with here in New York, is that the supply of Airbnb rooms has been growing dramatically. The demand for those rooms has also been growing dramatically. But yet, in the face of strong Airbnb growth, we've seen New York hotel occupancy levels are fully recovered, i.e. they're now at a point that were higher than they were prior to the Great Recession in 2008. So at least on the surface you would say, well, the answer must be no. If the hotel occupancy is so great, Airbnb must not be a
right, because
factor.
You would think, well, then Airbnb wouldn't be a major concern.
It would be, but now the other critical part of the equation is, okay, so occupancies have come back, but what's happening with prices, with room rates? And that fundamentally, the more choices a consumer has for their lodging option, there's a point there where you think the prices would go down. And in fact, in New York City, if we look at room rates today in real terms relative to their previous cyclical peak, they're a good 17% lower than they were. So it's an interesting dichotomy in the sense that occupancies have fully recovered, but yet prices are lagging. So the question becomes, well, can we point to Airbnb and attribute the weakness in room rates to Airbnb? You look at it and say, well, you would expect part of the explanation may come from Airbnb. The other critical piece, though, is that we've seen over the last 5 or 6 years now, 30,000 hotel rooms, traditional hotel rooms, being added to the New York City inventory. We've never seen that many rooms added to New York in that short a period of time. So in one sense, you've got the double whammy of, yes, Airbnb has evolved and continues to grow significantly to the point where about 5% of all the hotel lodging revenues in New York we attribute to Airbnb today, but yet the traditional hotel stock has grown significantly as well.
So how does a hotel compete? How do hotels compete?
Well,
with something like Airbnb?
Yeah, I think the best answer I give, I think the way that the best compete is the old-fashioned way. And that, again, it's going to vary from hotel type to hotel type, but fundamentally the service, okay, that many people, when they decide what hotel do I want to stay in, they're doing because of the services that the hotel offers. It's rare that you would get any kind of service beyond here's the room, here's a clean room, and so forth in a sharing economy alternative. Again, there are some exceptions to that, but overall, so I think it comes with offering a high quality product at a reasonable price that's defined by the service that you're able to provide. I think those are some of the best ways that I would be competing.
Is that sort of the biggest challenge that you're thinking the industry is facing?
I think that's one of the bigger challenges. I think that it hasn't come up yet, but unfortunately, AHLA and under Catherine Luger's leadership is doing, I think, a great job of helping to attack this. But the whole notion of a level playing field, I mean that the sharing economy lodging facilities in most markets are not playing by the same rules that traditional hoteliers have to. Some cases that's meaning from collecting taxes to all the way through things like life safety types of issues and so forth that again traditional hoteliers have to comply with.
So what's the takeaway for businesses?
I hope you ask me a happy question because everybody should feel very happy about it if they're in the hotel business today.
Certainly if numbers are up.
The numbers are up, and we think they're going to continue to go up.
Right, and that was my question, the trend.
Yeah, so
that you're
the
seeing.
trend lines are definitely continuing to be very much in the positive direction. We are seeing the rate of occupancy increase slow down, but that's what we would expect to see in this part of the cycle, where now managers are more able to effectively increase their room rates, making your hotel stay more expensive. So therefore, there are some people that will say, well, I was going to take a 3-day trip, now maybe I'll only take 2, or a 2-day trip turns into 1, because the prices get so high. But again, that's absolutely what we expect to see in this part of the cycle.
Anything else you wanted to add?
Just to say thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Very interesting. Mark Woodworth, the Senior Managing Director of PKF Hospitality Research.
Thanks for coming. Company, right?
Thanks for coming by the HX studio. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.